Alright, people, welcome back to the channel. We got a new video for you guys today. Real Madrid versus Real Oviedo. We won 3-0 today. Mbappe scored a brace and Vinny scored the third goal. Lots to talk about, of course, but I guess we're just going to get straight into it. We got the start 11, like, straight off when I saw the start 11, I was like, wow. Xabi Alonso has balls. He has the balls to do the things that we thought he wouldn't do, that past managers wouldn't do, and he just doing it only in the second game of the season. Now, why I think he's really smart for doing this at this point of the season is because we're not gonna face like a real team until like a little bit ahead. And by real team, you know what I mean, like the top teams in La Liga. Right now, we're facing a team that just came up from the second division, and he took advantage of that to experiment. And that's the time where you want to experiment. And if you can also add that the players are still trying to buy in, and so now if you want to impose your will onto the players, now's the time to do it. Not when what's it called? Not when you're 20 games into the season. It's a crucial part of the season and things like that. But one of the first major changes that we see, of course, is Donny Carvajal back in the starting 11. I don't think anybody's too mad at that. Carvajal is a good player. He's the captain of the club at the moment. What else? He can perform still well. Just came off a horrible injury, but he looks like he's bouncing back very well. And then Trent hasn't been his at the best of levels recently. So not I don't want to. He's just been. I'll say this. Trent has been average for. He's given us some good performance. He's given us some okay performance. I don't think it's been great or terrible. So when you want to bring somebody like Donny Carvalho back in the team, I don't think there's one with just who's gonna go against that. Everyone loves Carvajal, especially after he bounced back after that horrible season he had a couple years ago. But yeah, and then another two changes that he made, of course, were in the attack, which I did say something would need to change because simply like something wasn't clicking and things like that. So of course he brought in Rodrigo for Vinny, and then he brought in the 18-year-old Argentinian Franco for Brahim Diaz. Now when I saw this, I was like, because I was watching what's it called Madrid. I don't know if you guys followed them or not, but they said that Franco might be playing soon, and they looked like they were right. Franco started today, and for me, I don't know how to judge him because this is his first season in Spain. He just turned 18, literally. He turned 18 and we announced him. I don't know what to judge him based off of because I never watched him before. The one thing I would say is that I do not think he's a winger. I think he's more of like that number 10 that can play in essential areas type of player. Like, he didn't look not comfortable, but like he just didn't look like, oh, I belong, like I'm a winger. That's not the vibe I got off of him today. But he worked hard defensively, which is something that if at minimum you need to be doing to when you're playing, and he did that. So I was for that as an 18-year-old kid. I don't know. I don't have a lot to expect from him, but for that, I was happy with that. And then Rodrigo, of course, came in for Vinny. Vinny, who's of course been struggling a lot in terms of like just confidence and not being the Vinny that we all know that he can be. And Rodrigo, of course, is known to perform on the left wing. So Xabi Alonso said, you know what? I'm going to put in Rodrigo. He hasn't been playing a lot under me. I'm going to give him a chance. And now, I won't say that Rodrigo ran away with the opportunity. I think he put in a good performance. I thought he took his man on well. I think he worked hard off the ball in certain moments. There was like a few times where he could have ran back after losing the ball that he didn't, but outside of that, I thought he did well. Like, similar to what I said about Vinny last week. Good performance. Not great, not bad, average. Now, if you want to make that spot your main spot, you need to be taking that. And you can tell like he was frustrated with himself today when he came off the bench. There's a video going around where he's like very angry. You can tell he's thrown something onto the ground. Like that's what I want to see from Rodrigo. I want to see him angry that he's not performing at his best level. And it's not all his fault, to be honest, because a little bit of the same thing that happened in the last game happened this game. And that's with Mbappe and this. Like, he just floats around too much for me. Like, I get it. I get it a little bit, but, like, he does it, like, to the point where it's hindering the other players. Like, I just want him to play centrally. That's all I really want from Mbappe. Like, if you look at the position he's in for his first goal, that's where we want him to be. Like, be on the defender's hips. You're faster than them. You're gonna get the movement. If you stay in near the defenders, the players will find you. There's so many times today, like when you seen Arda Güler looking up to try to pass the ball, and there's no one to be seen because why? Our boy Mbappe is nowhere to be found, and I'm like, at this point, like I don't know if Xabi Alonso's telling him to do this or he's just doing it on his own, but if he legit does what I'm saying that he needs to be doing, he would go up to 60 goals, because he's so good. Like the fact that he's scoring goals with playing like the way he is tells you how good he is, and he has another level he can go up to, and I expect him to start playing to that level. If not, then Xabi Alonso is gonna have to make a change. We'll see what he does. Maybe Xabi Alonso is asking him to do that, so he might not make the change. But to me, it just seems like Mbappe, a little bit too much freedom. A little bit. Like, just stick essentially. You don't need to drop deep every single time. You don't. Like, here and there is fine, but you don't need to be playing as a number 10. Stay where you are. Stay near the center backs. Go in the box for the attacks when they're like, you should not be running away from the goal when we have the ball. Go near the goal. We will find you. And then another player, I guess I'm just gonna go from like the players who I thought were average, and then I'll go to the players who I thought were good. Fede, I'm not gonna say he was average, but I don't know if he's just a little bit tired from all the minutes that he's played or something like that. But he seems to, I don't know if it's the role, the minutes, everything that's, I don't know what it is with Fede, but he just doesn't look like himself. And I hope that Xabi Alonso is able to figure that out. And then I thought Carreras today, he looked like he struggled a little bit on the defensive side of the ball towards the end of the second half, in my opinion. But then again, you can see a lot of players like the energy. You can tell the energy level drops in the second half because they've been playing a lot, they've been running a lot, and Xabi Alonso, the system is very tiring. It takes a lot of the players because the moment that you lose the ball, you need to go run. You need to run and recover it very quickly before the opponent is able to even be comfortable with the ball at their feet. And that's what we want. That's what we've been asking for. We don't want to get dominated 24/7. We'll let the opponent have the ball and just us sit back and defend for 80 minutes of the game, and we just try to do something for 10 minutes of the game. I like that we're on the foot and things like that, but this is why you want to have a big squad. And for the most part, we do have it. For the most part, we have, and this is where the competition comes in. The competition is good. This is why I say I want Rodrigo to be mad. I want him to be mad. I want Vinny to be mad that he got benched today. That way, they know that they're not comfortable and that somebody will come take their spot. Now, with the midfield, I feel like that's, well, not even the entire midfield. Because Jude is currently injured, there's a lot of play, and Kamavinga is currently injured. We currently don't have a backup for Chouameni or really Fede in a sense. Chouameni, like, he's been brilliant ever since, like, that booing, like I said. And I don't know if you can tell by now, but that guy is by far my favorite player to watch on our team. The way he's been able to stop defensive. I said the way been able to stop counterattacks with his defensive tackles and things like that. I just think he's playing at such a high level right now, and I pray that he's able to stay healthy because we need him. Honestly, truthfully, we need him. And then we have Arthur Guler today had a brilliant assist. I love that I saw a little bit more from him than I saw the first game. Him and Chilmany seemed to be had a good understanding. They were passing the ball back and forth with each other. He was moving around. Like I said, a lot of people are gonna complain about our creativity, especially in the midfield areas. But when your striker is running away from the ball, I don't know what you want these attackers, these midfielders to do. I don't know what you want them to do. Oh, and another change that he did make was Rudiger was back in the lineup. I thought Rudiger was okay. He looked like he got banged up towards the end of the game, and he could barely walk. But we'll see how he does. Dean Huijsen, like him, I said like him, like the other players. I think their energy level dropped a little bit in the second half. But besides that, he was brilliant. And like I said, Corrales was getting a little cooked a little bit today. Um, I think he could have been better defensively, but yeah, I think Courtois only had like 3 saves or something like that to make, and that's one of my favorite stats. Whenever I watch Courtois, when he doesn't have to be the savior, I just love that. And then five players came off the bench today. Brahim Diaz, like I said, he is better coming off the bench than he is starting. What does he do today? He picked somebody's pocket, gets the ball, assists, gives Vinny a nice ball, and Vinny scores the third goal. That's what we want. Instant impact off the bench from Brahim Diaz. Vinny today, like I said, he was bench, came into the game against Tired Lads when they weren't really in a low block anymore, and he feasted. Gave Mbappe a nice assist, scored a good goal. Outside of that, I'm not gonna say he was great today, even though he had a goal and assist. I think he was just in the right place, right moment. I still want to see more from him, especially 1v1 when it comes to that. But yeah, Gonzalo Garcia didn't really do much. Didn't really have much opportunity to do anything. I wanted what's it called? I wanted Xabi to bring on Trent and Garcia at the same time, just because they would be able to play off of each other in terms of like heading ability. Garcia, we know he's good aerially, and of course Trent has a beautiful right foot, left foot. He can put a good cross in, and I thought that would have been a good compliment for Garcia to play somebody like that. But Jabi didn't bring him on until like the 87th minute, and he also played a key part in Vinny's goal. Won the ball back. What's it called? And then made like a dummy run, which drew the defender's attention, and then Vinny was able to get the ball and score a nice goal. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Trent back in the starting 11 next game. Ceballos didn't really see much from him. He did make some weird comments towards on social media about like the final dance or the last dance or something like that. But we'll see what that means. Maybe he wants to leave. Maybe he wants to stay. We'll not. I will find out when we find out. But yeah, like I said, I do expect Javi to be rotating the squad heavily until he finds the perfect 11. For the most part, the back five picked itself, and by back five, I'm including the goalkeeper and the back four, the two center backs and the two fullbacks. Trent and Carvajal don't really seem that big of a difference to me. One might just be more defensive, and the other might just be better going forward. So depending on what team you're going, you'll go with one or the other, and then yeah, and then Chouameni also picks himself. He seems to really like Arda Güler and Fede, of course. So the midfield and the back five basically pick itself. It's really the front three I want to keep an eye on. I want to see what he does next game, especially for Mbappe. Does he start him? Does he switch his position? Do we see a difference of the way Mbappe is playing the striker position? All these things are very important to watch out for. And like I said, I'm very happy with Xabi Alonso so far. One big criticism I have for managers these days is when managers refuse to adapt. When managers have a system, which is all great and all, if I was an owner and I sign a manager, I want you to have a system in play. I want you to have that in play, right? But at the same time, when the going gets tough, I need to know that you'll be able to adapt. You look at what Man United is going through. They're playing with two midfielders when they have Kobe Mino on the bench. The manager doesn't seem to be able to understand how to play without his system. And the thing that I liked about Alonso, at Bayer Leverkusen, he was known for a back three. Now he does it in a way where it's not. Now he's using a back four. Now one game he might go against a Barca or Atletico or some big team in the Champions League, and he might go to a back three. We will find out when we get there. But I just like to see him being adaptable, seeing him experiment, seeing him being vocal on the sidelines and giving the players actual instructions. And I like that he has the cojones, the balls to actually drop Vinny, the number 7, and actually play Rodrigo. He said, you know what? I'll give you a chance to prove me right, to prove me wrong. Go ahead. And now, do I think Rodrigo did that today? No. Will I be surprised if I see Vinny in the starting 11 next week? No, I won't. I promise you I won't. But yeah, like I said, good performance today. Not great, like I said. And then I also wanted to say that I heard somebody say this. I think it was our match in Madrid, and he said when Xabi Alonso first got to Bayer Leverkusen, the first thing that he focused on was fits in the defense, and then once that was fixed, then he moved into the attack, and that would explain why you see us so solid defensively, and then the attack is kind of mad. That means that he's worried about the defense for now, and when the time comes, he will adjust the attack and get us back into the level that we need to get into. Like I said, 3-0. I think our next game is against Mallorca. Yeah. Yeah, next game is against Mallorca. Currently third in the table, tied with Barca, same goal difference and stuff like that. Well, not goal difference, same point. Well, no, yep, goal difference. Kept 2 clean sheets in back-to-back games. Courtois has basically had nothing to do for the most part. I'm happy with that. We're gonna keep improving. We're gonna keep building, and we'll see where we go from there. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I came straight home from work. I was watching the game while I was at work. Should I have done that? No, but I wanted to be able to talk about this game with you guys. Uh, like I said in the previous video, I won't always be able to record because I'm going to be at work and I might not always get the chance to watch the games. But if I do, you guys will get a video. I appreciate all the love you guys showed on the last video. We hit 35 subscribers, and we're trying to get to 1,000 hopefully by the end of the season. That's the goal, and we'll keep on building towards that. Hala Madrid. Hope y'all enjoyed the rest of your Sunday, and God loves y'all. Peace and love.